Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into a really powerful metaphor for personal growth, a kind of inner map that promises to guide you from the person you are right now to the person you truly have the potential to be. It's called the path of the golden eagle.
So our whole journey kicks off with this striking image, a small frog in a swamp. The source material suggests that this frog, well, that frog is us. And the swamp itself represents our current reality, with all its fears, its confusion, and all those knee-jerk emotional reactions. This is our starting point. But then, right there in the middle of that swamp, you hear something else. It's a call. It's the cry of a golden eagle. And that eagle, that's your highest, most awakened self. So, how do you answer that call? That question is what this entire explainer is about. It's our roadmap from the mud right up to the clear air of the mountain peak.
Okay, stage one on this path is all about awakening in the swamp. Now, the key thing here is that it's not about escaping. Not yet. It's about taking a good, honest look at where you are right this second. Because any real, lasting change has to start with that kind of radical self-awareness.
And what's so fascinating is that the swamp isn't just some bad place to be. It's actually your first training ground. It's where you start to develop these incredible powers. You get the owl's ability to see clearly, even in the darkness of your own mind. You get the still waters power for honest self-reflection. And you develop the rooster's discipline, that daily practice of just noticing your thoughts without judging them.
To bring this into the real world, the source gives us a very first exercise. It's called the owl's question. It's simple. You just find a quiet moment and you ask yourself this one thing. What belief about myself is keeping me stuck here in this swamp? The goal isn't to find the perfect answer, but just to have the courage to ask the question and really, truly listen.
You see, that first bit of awareness changes everything. That distant eagle's call, it starts to get louder, clearer. The source material compares it to a deer in the forest, suddenly able to pick out one vital sound from all the background noise. This is where you shift from just passively watching to actively listening and seeing.
And that new awareness leads us right into stage two, the inner transformation. So, if the swamp was about seeing where you are, this next part is about forging who you're going to become. This is the heavy lifting, where you actively start to reshape your heart, your mind, and your spirit.
So a huge part of this stage is a kind of inner alchemy. We're talking about turning lead into gold. Let's take a really powerful and, let's face it, often destructive emotion like anger. The path teaches you not to get rid of that energy, but to transform it. You take that reactive, draining fire of anger and you transmute it into what's called the solar fire of the heart, a force that's all about empathy, connection, and life-giving warmth. You're not destroying the energy, you're refining it.
And this whole forging process develops a totally new set of powers. You start to learn the flexibility of bamboo, so you can bend with life's challenges instead of breaking. You gain the river's wisdom to just flow around obstacles instead of fighting them head-on. You build the oak's discipline for slow, unshakable growth. And you get the bee's precision to create a life of inner order and clarity.
Now, the ultimate goal of all this work is to build something the source calls the diamond structure. Just think about how a real diamond is made, right? Immense pressure over a long, long time. That's what this is. It's your unbreakable inner strength, your mental clarity. It becomes so strong and so pure that light, or truth, can pass right through you without being distorted by all your old fears or your ego.
And here's another great practical exercise for this stage. It's called the bamboo experiment. So next time you hit a wall, a problem at work, a conflict, any kind of challenge, the idea is to just pause, take a breath, and instead of pushing back, just ask yourself that question from the river and the bamboo. How can I flow around this?
Which brings us to the final stage of this incredible journey, the eagle's flight. You've woken up in the swamp, you've forged your inner diamond, and now it's time to soar. This is all about integrating everything you've learned and expressing it from a much higher perspective.
And this right here is the summit of the mountain. It's the big reveal of the whole path. You finally become the eagle. You've got the vision, the strength, the freedom, and in that exact moment, you have a profound realization. The flight was never just about you. Your entire purpose shifts.
So what does it actually feel like to have that eagle's eye view?
Well, it's not about being powerful. It's about having a purpose. You start to feel this genuine joy in helping and serving others. When you offer guidance, it comes from a place of love, not ego. You feel this deep, unshakable unity with everything and everyone. And you just give freely, no strings attached. Kind of like how the sun shines on all of us.
To really embody this, the final exercise is the service of the sun. It's incredibly simple. Once a day, just perform one act of service for someone. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. You have to do it without expecting any recognition or reward whatsoever. Maybe even do it anonymously. Because that kind of selflessness, that is the nature of the sun. That is the nature of the eagle.
So we've gone all the way from the swamp to the summit. But you know, the most important part of any map is that little dot that says, "You are here." This incredible journey, it isn't just a story to admire. It's a path that starts right now with whatever first step you choose to take.
So, to wrap it all up, the path of the Golden Eagle is really a guided journey. It's about transforming that reactive little frog we can all be sometimes, stuck in the mud of our own habits and fears, and becoming that conscious, clear-seeing, serving eagle that represents our absolute highest potential.
And so we end up right back where we started, with that call from the mountaintop. But now, that question isn't just a hypothetical thing, is it? It feels more like an invitation. The eagle is calling. It's calling you right now. So I'll just leave you with this. What is your first step going to be?